Alright, so get this. I saw this movie once. It's called Labyrinth. It's an old movie. It's got David Bowie in it. It's really good. I recommend you watch it if you haven't watched it. But there's a scene in the movie where the main character, her name is Sarah. She goes through, well, what the movie's named after, the labyrinth. And she's on her first leg of the test. She enters the gates. She walks in and there's a wall in front of her. Goes right. Goes left. Left, right. I'm messed up right now. It's late. But point is, she looks left to right. She goes, there's got to be an end somewhere. She starts running down one side. She's running. The scene lasts for maybe a minute and a half with some soundtrack. She's running down, trying to find her way through. At one point, she stops, exhausted, winded, kicks the wall, sits down with her back against the wall, practically gives up. She says this is useless. There's no end in sight. And as she's sitting there, she's thinking, she's formulating a way of how she's going to get out of here. And all of a sudden, and this is a puppeteering movie, so all of a sudden this little puppeteered worm comes out of the wall, out of the crevasse. He's got a face, he's got a scarf, he's nice, cutesy, and he pretty much, and they make a little conversation, this and that, you know, what's wrong, oh, I can't find an end to the labyrinth, and then the worm says something along the lines of, well, of course there's a way out, and she's like, what? No, there's not. It's like, it just depends on how you look at it. And he shows her, and he says, well, there's one right across from you. And she walks up to the wall, sticks her hands out, and then falls right through, because perspective-wise, it looked like the wall was there, when really it split and went into two different directions. Really cool scene, a really cool trick of the eye for how the movie was made, and it can really be translated into something for real life. Sometimes we find ourselves at a dead-end road, and we don't seem to find a way out, but it's all about how you look at it. See, I'm looking down at my notes again, finally got those back out. God has a plan for you no matter where you go. Dead ends, they aren't actually dead ends. If God leads you, if the Lord led you to a dead end, then why did Jesus come back from the dead? What would be the point? If there's such a thing as a stop, a standstill, a dead end, there's always a continuation of a path. The storm will pass, always, every time. You just gotta be calm, you gotta look at it straight, you gotta find the different ways, the different perspective you can view it in, you know? Like, I don't know any more analogies we could use for this, but say you're stuck driving, trying to find the right exit, and your map tells you that the next exit is right there, you know? It's the next right you make. You're driving, you don't find this next right. On your map, it looks like you passed it, but you didn't see it anywhere. See, you're clouded by your vision, you're in a rush maybe, or maybe you're too tired to see it, maybe you don't know what you're looking at, you know? It's how it happens, and everyone, when you meet a dead end, normally it means you're in a crisis situation. You know, you got nowhere else to go, you've got nothing else to do. But the crisis you see today, these are words from my pastor today on this Sunday, the crisis you see today, you will never see again, is what God says. Once you give it to Him, He will show you that different perspective you need to walk through the wall and to find your exit out somewhere. God's plans may seem outrageous, but you gotta follow it, because without God's plan, you'd be nowhere. He made you, He made the world, He made this test. And the Lord, it may seem like you're fighting a losing battle, but the Lord will fight for you. You need to just be still. You need to wait, you need to calm down sometimes, you know? Sometimes we get so amped, we get so rearing to go, we're ready to fight. And the Lord says, no, I got this. Something in my teeth. Human nature gives us this thing, you know, makes us say, I got it. Don't worry, God, I can take this one. Then the next day, maybe not. Maybe you can't take this one, you know? It happens, and you just gotta, even if you think you can take it without Him, take Him with you, so you've got that extra reassurance so that you can go on, you can use His strength, He can give you the strength to pass. Every crisis situation, every dead-end road, every path that stops, doesn't actually stop. It doesn't actually end badly. It's always got a happy ending. You just gotta find the different perspective that the Lord's trying to open up into your life. The Lord has all types of different plans and different avenues for you to go down. It's like walking through a city, you know, there's a street there, there's a street there, there's a street there, there's an alleyway right over there, but they all go to the same place. That's kind of how it works. But the Lord gives you that one straight path that'll lead you the right direction, the quickest, and in the end, the best. Not always the quickest, I guess. Hindsight's 20/20, I'm sorry. But the Lord's path may not look as appealing as the other ones. It's going to have troubles, it's going to have trials and tribulations, but when you get at the end of his path, you'll find exactly what you're looking for, you know? Back to the fact of the movie, The Labyrinth, it's actually a lot, now that I think on it, there's a lot of analogies in it I could use. The main character, Sarah, she starts drawing on little tiles on the floor with lipstick so she knows where she's been or where she needs to go. And as she walks past it, she draws the arrow on the tile every once in a while. And these little dudes from underneath the tile will raise it up, turn it, and put it back down in a different direction. And that's the plan that the little goblins have for her, you know? You could think of that as she thinks she's going the right way by drawing her own little arrows and getting her own direction, but reality, the right way is the way that they set for her. It's got more trials, it's got more tribulations, but by the end of the movie, she finally finds what she's looking for. I'm not going to spoil anything, because in case you didn't see the movie, it's pretty old, though. It's a good movie. But, other hand, the Lord will make your path right in front of you. He will forge it for you. If it seems like a dead end, don't stop going down it. What looks like a dead end is an opening in God's eyes. In the Lord's eyes, his vision is different than your human vision. Just like the movie. You may see the wall right there flat in front of you, but when you actually walk into it, you'll see it opens up. Different perspective, a different viewpoint. And that's really how the Lord works. He works in amazing ways. Very amazing ways. And all you need to do is be still and listen to his words.